Hiya, hiya. I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. It's a song that I don't know where it comes from, but I remember it being an old time song. The bird doesn't want to hear it. If you can't whistle it, and you can't, it's either trick or tweet. That's it. All right, knock it off. I love that song that Amazon has, you know, in their commercials. What's that song? I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. Yeah, if they weren't exploded and bombed out and gone away, like my Bible store in Afghanistan. Well, you know, this is not a good time for us to remember things that are not working. We got to start thinking about things that do work. Like me, I want to work. I am working. This is what I do. You know, I love that too. Why are you talking? Why are you yelling? So this is what I do. I'm watching too much television. You watch TV and it used to be free. You watch TV, you watch radio, listen to TV, and they had commercials. Commercials paid the load, then you see it free. Until they came up with cable. Then cable imitated the phone company. You pay a subscription rate every month. Now, when you pay for the cable, not only do they get you that monthly rate, but phone companies used to have long distance. They charge you more for long distance messages, for data now. But the cable companies find a way to charge you premium items that you want to watch a certain show, a sporting event, it's blacked out. You're not going to get this if you don't pay extra. You're not going to be able to see this thing. And I think AT&T made a bad move with buying DirecTV. They got into the television business and they decided it wasn't profitable because they have to pay for all of the franchises from the sporting people, and they have to also maintain everything, hire people. They actually have to give money instead of taking it in, because it's subscription. You know, phone companies make money or your phone goes off. Cable company makes money or it goes off. Premium items, if you want to see something, if you want to see the latest movie, forget about it. $9. You're not going to see any. Everybody's got a fee. Everybody has figured out a way to stick their hand in the cookie jar. And the other thing now, listen to this, iHeartRadio, which is bankrupt, a bankrupt company. So is Cumulus. They own hundreds of stations, hundreds of them, radio, and they're bankrupt. They have a license to serve a community with a tower. And now what they've done, because they have fumbled the ball with making the things on radio locally work, they have fumbled that, put a lot of people out of work, incidentally, and closed a lot of businesses. So while this happened, what's gone on is Clear Channel, no, is it Clear Channel? Yeah, they call it that. And Cumulus and iHeart now, those companies have decided to go to streaming to make money. So they're going to jump off of their license. Here we go with the lawns. Every time I'm on, oh no, it's only the garbage truck. we have a lot of garbage in this neighborhood. I know, I'm an expert at it. No, I'm not the garbage. All right, so listen, iHeart is bankrupt. They get money from commercials for all their radio stations, right? So what they've done is go into the streaming business, which has nothing to do with their license. They were not licensed to be a streaming company, which is not under the FCC. So what has to happen is HBO Max is now owned by AT&T, the phone company. They get money every month. What they're going to do now is start to charge you to watch a movie with commercials. So not only will you have the premium fee, but if you do watch a movie on HBO Max, it will have commercials in it. So they've gotten into the commercial business, and iHeart and the radio people got into the subscription business. So they're all just going, they're like horrors of Babylon. They're going all over the place taking money. But you see, money makes money, and you have to have money to make money, otherwise you don't make money. It's like porridge in the nursery rhymes, you know. I don't have money to start something that I want to start, which is a major war. I want to have a war with the industry. I think we need to bring two things back. Number one, equal time. Why? Because if you have equal time, it means that poor people who are qualified to be in office can run for office and not have to pay from a party or from money that's funding them. So they will have more innocence, more of a reason to be there, and actually we will draw a better quality crowd of representatives. You know, because you have people who really want to do the job and know how, and don't think it's a lifetime retirement plan, which is what the Congress has done. They gave themselves prestige. They gave themselves long-term medical coverage. They gave themselves retirement plans. They gave themselves everything we want. How generous of them to themselves. How about giving all of us that and not being communists, if you can do that trick? Because I don't think you bring everybody up to speed. That's not going to happen. You bring everybody up to speed, you're going to find someone's going to be speeding ahead of you, and your head's going to fall off from the BMW that went past you with the supersonic jet. All right. Anyway, this is too much. But get rid of the equal time law. That's what they did years ago, and now we're stuck with this Congress and the senators. We're stuck with them. They voted it in. The other thing is radio and television stations should be local. They should be licensed for a certain area with a tower, and that's it. Serve the tower, serve the area, and do a good job. Bring local music back, local bands, local radio is going to be giving you the information you need about where you live rather than the world. You don't need to hear about the death of somebody in Poland who had nothing to do with this government or anywhere at all. It's not just Poland. I'm not picking on them. But I think somewhere along the line we need to just come back to terms here and realize that radio and television is for the people, licensed by the FCC, which is controlled by the Congress, the guys that gave themselves all these perks. How can you trust them? And then you wonder why you can't trust anybody. Well, you can't trust them because they're not telling the truth, that's why. They're not letting you in on the game. They have to explain the game. There's a black company now in Oakland, California, that sells coffee. It's a black-owned company with the product that has wonderful, I'm sure it's wonderful coffee with chocolate in it and whatever. But, you know, they're competing with other companies, and because it's a black-owned company and we're saying it's a black-owned company, that to me is segregation. See, they should be in the marketplace for everybody and not even say that. We shouldn't even have to worry about the N-word. Well, that shouldn't even be in our vocabulary, but it is. And people are really unbelievably cruel and mean and evil. Cruella is not the only one, you know, it's not only her. So we got to get out of this frame of mind that we're in and this rut that we keep going around and using issues that are hiding the truth so that we do not ever handle, as Jack said, Jack Nicholson, what is it, you don't want to know the truth or you can't handle the truth, something like that. I even forgot. Even Tom Hanks is bitching today because he can't film his sequel to Mission Impossible. He has a sequel that has a sequel, and he can't do it because of the COVID crowd, you know. He's complaining about that. He should have no complaints, buddy. No complaints. But in a society where you're so privileged and we're so spoiled, you know, I got issues. I don't have complaints. They don't call them complaints anymore. All right, so that's about it for now. This is the current feeding, and we got supersonic jets coming. They're going to be ready in a few years to fly overseas in a few hours. I flew on the Concorde and came back on the QE2. I had that privilege with Regis Philbin, as a matter of fact, back then in the mid-'80s. So I flew on that thing with the kids and my wife at the time. It was a great pleasure to be on a supersonic jet without being military or the president, where you actually have to go somewhere and fundraise so you can run for office again. What a drag that is, right? You got to keep going and picking people's pockets so you can keep the job. Is that the garbage truck? Right on cue. Now that's all the garbage that's fit to print. It's a Reynolds wrap.